So, solving your own problems is self-improvement, but if we take this one step further, solving other people's problems is business, right? Awesome. So, stick with me here. This is going to be a great video. I'm very excited. Let's jump right into it. So, if you're already on self-improvement, you're halfway to figuring out this entire business model. So in this video, we're going to be discussing how you can take self-improvement and turn that into a literal business model. This is awesome. This is exactly what I'm doing with Antochi, so I want to teach it to you guys and create more self-improvement guys who are teaching more people about it and building a purpose-driven business of self-improvement. So let's talk about it. The way that I kind of found out about this video is through Hamza. Hamza is a big YouTuber here, and he's done a lot of self-improvement videos, and this is kind of like the new meta of, business, as he says. Now, if you're looking for a easier business model to start, and one that is purpose-driven as well, very fulfilling, this is going to be the move right here. To break down a self-improvement business model, we're going to be talking about the three major points. Now, before we jump in fully, I just want to mention I'm kind of sick, so that's why I sound a little nasally, so I do apologize. So, the first step of building a self-improvement business model is addressing what have I learned. So, what have I learned? Let me give a great example. One thing that I learned was how to get over a breakup, right? That was one of the main things that I talk about on my TikTok account is the mental way, the mental aspects of getting through a breakup, right? And how to approach it in the most healthy way possible. So that's one thing that I often teach on my TikTok account is here's how to get over someone, here's how to healthily approach a breakup, right? So it's addressing what have you learned specifically on your self-improvement journey that you could teach to someone else who's right around your age range, who's pretty similar to you and is following the same path. So think yourself, but 1 to 2 years ago, what could you teach that version of yourself? This is important because you might be thinking to yourself, well, I don't feel eligible to teach other people, like I don't think I should. But the thing is, we tend to learn more from people who are just 1 to 2 steps ahead of us than people who are like 30 steps ahead. Like you could still learn from the people who are 30 steps ahead, but the people who are just a couple steps ahead of us, we can relate to them more. And that's what's really crucial here is relating to those people more. That's why people love learning from me, for example, and I'm sure why you're watching this video is because you relate to me in some aspect and you understand what I'm saying to you. Like we're on the same level. That's what we're addressing here is what have you learned and what can you teach to other people who you are only just 1 to 2 steps ahead of. Step number 2 to building a self-improvement business is building a platform. So building a platform, right? Ultimately, there's 2 forms of content on social media. We have short form and long form. Now, short form is relatively new, and the thing about short form content, it tends to be explosive and is a very easy way of going viral. So for me, for example, I have been on TikTok now. I've been learning, building different accounts for about 2 years. We're coming up on the 2-year mark. And I finally understand the algorithm. I spent my time learning it, all of that stuff, putting in the time, building a platform from these short form content channels or short form avenues for content like TikTok, Reels, YouTube Shorts. Those are going to be what you're going to form into your long form content. Building a platform in this sense is you're going to be creating short form content around things that you have already learned, right? And helping other people grow by providing as much value as possible to them on these short form content, right? And it's going to be funneling towards your long form, which is going to be maybe a podcast you start, or it's going to be a blog you write, or it's going to be YouTube videos that you create, okay? So it's going to be funneling from short form to long form, in which the long form you expand on those short form topics and actually get in deeper and provide more value for your listeners and your watchers and people who are learning. So the whole goal here is to actually help people advance. The whole thing is that you're helping other people advance. That's what's really important here. Building a platform seems daunting, but I promise to you it is a lot easier than it actually is, right? A lot of people don't want to put in the time behind it, but it takes, I'd say honestly, like 3 months to really start seeing results. You just have to be consistent and learn those short form content. And it's very easy to go viral on TikTok these days. Learn how to go viral and you'll funnel people towards the long form, which you can help them even more on. Does that make sense? Perfect. The third and final step to creating this self-improvement business is monetizing the account. Monetizing and actually providing more value. Now, for example, my brand, this entire account is based around my clothing brand, which is a stoicism-based brand, right? Like I create clothes for stoics, and I love making this clothes because like you guys actually really enjoy it, and it's high-quality clothes, and it represents a new facet of like fashion that no one has ever really tapped into, right? So it's creating value for a whole market that hasn't existed before. this is the part where you're going to be creating some sort of product or some sort of reoccurring payment or monthly subscription for people to buy that is your audience, right? But the thing is, I want you to think of it this way, right? I'm going to be building a TikTok organic paid course. I'm also going to be building a free course on how to build clothing brand. And so this is going to be genuine value that I'm providing to my audience, because a lot of people are scared to buy into educational stuff or even just products in general, because the thing is, they don't have any trust with the creator that they're trying to buy from. So the thing is, what you're going to be doing is building trust. And this has to be authentic, right? This is why you give as much value as possible to these people. I try to give as much value as possible to people watching, and that is how you're going to build that trust and that hardcore audience who wants to buy from you. And this is where the self-improvement business comes into play. It's self-improvement is you're solving your own problems, you're teaching other people how to solve those problems, and then for the more advanced problems, you could be like, oh hey, but by the way, like I also have a paid for course for this, and if you like are interested in this, come check it out. And it's not scammy because you're still providing actual value. Like people will spend like $50,000 for school, right? Why not also spend money on something that they're passionate about? But you make the people passionate about these things. It's about guiding people towards something that you yourself have learned. It's an incredibly fulfilling business, and it's honestly one of the easiest ways to develop as a person, because you're both single-handedly developing yourself and developing others as an audience. It's amazing. I would highly recommend getting started on it. I'm going to be breaking down this business model more as I develop as a person. But that is like the 3 steps. Skills that you've learned, building a platform, monetizing your audience with value. Work on each of those steps. Ask questions in the comments if you're concerned about any of this, but work on each of those steps and develop yourself as a person. And I promise you, you'll feel way more fulfilled. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'm going to be posting much more business content soon. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, that helps me out. Go check out the Antochi Archive store, link in the description if you are curious about what my clothing looks like. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.